Alright guys, now here are some siblings to the translucent. These guys hatched in 2014. So they didn't breed this year. The translucent stuff is a lot smaller than, well, I guess they would be what you would consider your 90s and early 2000s standard size, before size was, everything was really bred for size, which is also where giants come in. A lot of giant stuff was mixed with standard size stuff to make more giants, obviously. And what you get when you do that is you get, 70 to 90 gram normals, or standard size leopard geckos that aren't considered giants because they don't have the full bone structure of the giants. So, back to topic. These are two females from the translucent project. They are a banded, I'll just go by what they are because they're super skittish. We have a banded Max Snow Het for Eclipse, who has, well, maybe we'll just get the light on it. She has some crazy bands inside of her bands. The in-between area, she has bands in there, which she hatched with those, and it was very interesting seeing a black and white Max Snow hatch out with also like a gray type of band inside. And then, of course, this one here is a Mac Eclipse with 5 stripes, and she also has the gray-green inside. So like inside the middle there is that gray-green that is the inside bands in here. And she hatched with that. So she was black and white with, you could only see a little bit, just because when they hatch out, they're not spotty like this. All of those lines are connected. So that is what I am working with these guys. I do have some others from the translucent project. And when the translucent hatched out, I thought that it was a total eclipse. I thought, wow, I scored on the first solid white total eclipse. But then, after a couple of sheds, you could really tell that it was not a total eclipse. It was like a gecko with translucent skin and reduced tubercles, which is all the little bumps on them. They're the leopard gecko's version of a scale. That's why it's a gecko and not a lizard, because they don't have scales. Or they have a different type. So these ones, they're really, really wild. I can't explain it why. I mean, they don't bite. I handle them all the time. But they seem like they're firing on extra cylinders, I guess you would call it. Normally I would say that they're not firing on all their cylinders, but these guys are super intelligent and just all around badass. So I will be breeding the fascio to these, just because I did hatch a partial translucent as well, which was like, it was like her and her combined, like the pattern wise. It had the stripes and the bands, and then like this big oval on her side, a big oval of translucent patch of skin. And the translucents didn't make it. They all perished from who knows natural causes. So I will be doing the fascio to these, and whoops, I will be incubating for 4 males. So 2 clutches I will incubate for males, and the rest I will incubate for female. So I'll do a clutch from her for male and a clutch from her for male, and whatever else comes out of them will be female. So then I can take her son to her daughters, and her son to her daughters, and you know, her son to her, and her son to her, and they'll all be 50% fascio. So also, if I get translucents from her son to her daughters, they'll all still be 50% fascio, because you breed a fascio to them, you know, pure fascio makes 50% bloodline, which will also make them pretty cool. You know, hopefully they'll be a little bit bigger, because my fascio male is, you know, he's got quite heavy structured head and quite a bit longer than these two. But also another worry of mine is him being so big, I might want to take the Turkmenicus to these, because the Turkmenicus is a much smaller bodied animal proportion size. He's very athletic, kind of like an athletic Afghan. So that's another possibility of what I might be doing. But who knows? I might let these go to somebody else that wants to breed, take a whack at the translucent, because I do have a few more animals from that project. These two are just together because they are in a big 32 quart tub together, so that's why the video on them is together. But I just wanted to keep them in a big tub, let them do their thing, and that way I could keep track of them a little easier, because they are such a special project to me. I mean, hatching that out, I would sit for hours and watch that totally translucent bodied animal just eat and breathe and eat and breathe and eat and breathe, and it was the coolest thing, just watching it like digest food, and watching its lungs and all the little stuff inside of it just moving around, and super cool. But hopefully it turns out okay. I'm not super worried about it, and there is a breeder out there that has the original parents. So I got the full-bodied one and the one with the big patch of translucent, and then some other weird looking hatchlings. So you never know. I might get a call one day saying, "Oh geez, I bred the parents that you gave me, and I have a translucent, you know." Oh, we've got an escape. So that would be pretty cool if that happened, because I would know that it's, you know, it wasn't an incubation thing, and it's genetic, and those parents are het for it. So I would track down, or I would actually go get the parents of those parents and the siblings, because I know where those are. After I hatched out the translucent, that's like the first thing that I did, was do my homework and find out where everything is. So that would be super cool. And everybody asks me, "Oh, how much would the translucents be?" And I joke about, you know, like the Black Knights were, what, $5 grand, 7,500, some crazy thing like that. I think they're 2,000 now. I think that's what Ray from Designer Geckos was selling. He sold one of his Black Knight females for 2,000. And, you know, the Marble Eye went from 3,500 in January one year to 350 in October of that same year. Just because, you know, they are leopard geckos, and they're going to breed like crazy. And so I always just tell people, "Oh, it'll only be like 3 grand. I'll go cheaper than everyone else that hatched out the first of something." Which in reality, I could never do that. So we'll just say $200. No, I don't know. I would never, I'd probably never sell them. Just because. I'd say, haha, these are mine. Like I did when I hatched them out, and then they didn't do so great, and I felt really bad, and yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next one.